Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack. Here's Jack.
Yes. Good morning. Hello.
Oh, how the worm has turned.
The worm.
Yes, the punctuality worm.
You know who's punctual? Nerds, dweebs, people who get beat up in the hallways, people who get their books burned, people who get their hot lunch money, shaken out of them. That's who's punctual. You don't know about book burning?
Not nerds.
Oh, absolutely. This was a cult.
No.
In Trivers, when you're walking down the hallway, someone come up behind you and they kind of grab whatever handful of books they had. And they give this kind of flip, and your books would just go. It was a beautiful, beautiful sight.
But that's not a burn.
It was referred to between the years of 1983 through 1988 as book burning.
No.
I was there.
You're wrong.
By then, you were in college, and that made no.
You. All right. Pee Wee Herman.
Dead.
Were you a fan?
I wasn't a mega fan. I thought Pee Wee's Big Adventure was a masterpiece of a movie. Damn funny.
Did you watch
it? It was funny when that movie came out. Actually, it didn't do great. People didn't embrace it right away. It sort of got a second life on home video, VHS, Betamax. The cool formats.
And Big Top Pee Wee.
Yeah, that wasn't as good.
Do you have that one?
I do not. I wasn't a fan of that movie, so I did not bother adding it.
That's one of the few movies I've ever said, "Do you have that movie?" And you said no.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
Yeah, no. But Pee Wee's Big Adventure is sublime.
70. He was 70.
70, yeah. Pretty young.
He took quite a beating for beating off in a porn house. I mean,
that was weird. I mean, the thing is that he was he started with the Groundlings. He was he's a comedian. He's a comic. I mean, and so for some reason, people thought he should be like ethical. Well, I'm not sure where that came from.
Well, as a person, he certainly was.
It was fun. Yeah, I mean,
I've never. He's one of those. A lot of times when a celebrity passes, you'll hear great tributes about how good they were, how talented they were.
Yeah,
I'm blown away by how much people are saying how kind he was. Just a kind, good-hearted, silly but fun.
Yeah, really funny. I mean, the guy actually was. I mean, just as a comic mind and visual comedy and bits and even from his, I actually had seen him first on HBO. He had an HBO special he'd done with Phil Hartman prior to Pee Wee's Big Adventure.
Phil Hartman did some of his quite a few of his bits, right?
Yeah, they were both Groundlings.
Played parts.
Yep, they were both Groundlings alumni. So, yeah, it's kind of sad. I mean, it's just a big piece of all of our, speaking of the 80s and book burning, was part of our another one of those kind of cultural bench posts, and they're gone. So that's a bummer.
He was 6 years. He had a 6-year battle with cancer. That's a long time. Yeah. That's a brutal battle. It doesn't sound
like fun to me.
Yeah. Anyway,
bummer.
All right. Yeah. No. So on the good, to the good, Mr. Bob's is still hanging in there and doing great.
Excellent.
But we need you. They need you. They need backpacks. They need people to volunteer. Mr. Bob's, for people who don't know, is an outreach organization serving the homeless community in Milwaukee and the surrounding areas. Sometime this month, we're going to have the new co-executive directors of Mr. Bob's on as guests.
Oh, good.
Yeah, Leslie and Dave, wonderful people. Almost as nice as I am, both of them. But this Saturday, looking for help, and it's all, people, how long will it take? 7:45, meet at the park, Kosciuszko Park in Milwaukee on the near south side. And you're out of there by 9:15. Hour and a half. You give a little, you get a lot back. So do that. Think about it. We can go all through all the research of how good it is for you, but just listen to your heart.
Do your own research.
Job House, you know what today is? Oh, that's a pretty lame. You got to do it like Hawaiian Punch. How'd you like a nice? Would it be for Job House? Would it be Javian for Job House? Russ Meyer complimented my singing, by the way. He said, Terry, if Terry Sweet heard you sing Pure Caffeination, then he'd want to hire you. What do you think?
I think there's a great Muppet Show bit with Paul Simon, and where Gonzo says, "Hey, Mr. Simon, I can."
That's
sing
pretty good.
I can sing as good as you. And Paul Simon says, "I'll tell you what. With this guitar, one of my favorite guitars, I will never use it unless it's one of your songs." And Gonzo says, "Really?" He says, "Yes." And he smashes the guitar over he breaks it. So there you go.
That kind of fits what I heard about Paul Simon. What do you? He's no Pee Wee Herman in the personality department.
No, he has got a new album out. Just came out
like
2 months. Yeah. It's gotten some pretty darn good reviews too.
Good.
So he's up there. God almighty, is he up there? He's like 80, 81. Yeah.
Are he and Edie Brickell still together?
They are. Yeah.
That's where they beat the hell out of each other.
Little dust up. Yeah, well, I mean, it's a Hollywood. They're in the arts, so they're going to do things a little differently with their relationship.
They're in the
we'll
arts.
have to ask Terry about that when he gets in.
That's fair. I feel like it's Paul Simon. Yeah, he's got a lot of good songs. Seems creepy, but it's the way it is. So double punch day for the Javian punch. Javian I had today.
Struggling with that.
I didn't do the pink eye today.
No,
what I did is I took my shots straight up.
Well, you ordered like a straight espresso?
A double shot, yeah.
Just right in the cup and boom.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then wash it down with a schlag.
I've never done that. Oh, so okay, nice. All right, cool. Nice.
So,
that's what we did over at Art of Joy last week. One of my friends, my library friends, got a some kind of very interesting like passion fruit death in a cup, and it has like some kind of champagne chaser or something. So she was like, "Do I do these separately? Or do I add this to the cup?" And the bartender was like, "You do whatever you want with that."
At Ernie's, Ben Grady, you order a margarita, and he only serves them. He don't serve no blended margaritas.
Nice.
It's a real deal. He gives you a shot of tequila in addition to the shots that are in your drink.
Oh, very nice. Very nice.
Sip while you're having your margarita.
More for your money.
Right. Ben's an artist.
Next thing you know, you've forgotten your piano lessons. Don't take Terry there.
no shit. So get into Job House for your double punches today. Things are happening over there. The dog father was back in front today for the first time in days.
Oh, sure, because he's been taking care of his lovely wife.
Yep.
Very good.
So, very good. Mel's that bags for Busek is coming up again. That's
sure. Boy, it seems like we just did that.
I know.
Oh, they're running together, man.
Man.
Something would bring a tear. Something would bring a tear to his eye. You must be talking about your singing. I'm sure Russ is. Did you see it? There you go.
There you go. Always love Russ Meyer. So they had Skippy Fest on their bags for Busek for Mel's. It's like less than 2 months it's like a month and a half to the pig roast.
I was gonna say, yeah, I suppose that's the big one coming up.
That is the big one.
Yeah.
Today.
Yes.
Yes. Remember how yesterday was Raspberry Cake Day?
It was yesterday, the day before, but
yesterday.
All right.
Not the day before. The day before was Sunday.
Right.
I was in church. So it's yesterday was Raspberry Cake. Raspberry Cake today. Well, my church.
Oh, so your living room?
No.
Oh,
Mequon Pizza Company.
All right. I knew you. All right.
Amen. Pass the pie.
Holy lasagna.
Oh, you know what?
Yeah.
I just got an announcement.
Okay.
From monastery.org. A big milestone yesterday.
Okay. All right.
It's been 3 years since I've been ordained as a minister.
The 3-year mark. Oh my gosh. Without being defrauded.
Still there, baby.
You're not
still out there doing the good. Spread the good word.
Haven't
And
been
a few bad words too.
defrocked.
Defrock.
I love the word defrock.
Go frock yourself. That's what I say. Frock you. So today is National Raspberry Cream Pie Day.
I'm seeing a lot of raspberry coming down the pipe.
I know.
What's going on?
I dig raspberries. It's become one of the most favorite desserts across America. I don't believe it's one of the most favorite desserts. I mean, it could be if it got out
what was
there.
the dish again? Raspberry pie?
Raspberry cream pie.
I didn't even know something like that existed. Where are we going to find these things?
I don't know. I wish I knew. I'd get one delivered, for God's sake. Sounds pretty. We should ask Miss Molly.
Any listeners in the sound of our voice
cream pie. I bet anybody could make it. Miss Molly could do it. If anybody could.
Sure. Oh, I don't doubt it. I just, if anybody has a line on 555-1212.
Pies and tarts became fashionable during the Dark Ages. How'd you like to live through a time called the Dark Ages?
I think we are now. I am
really?
now.
Get
right
over
now
yourself.
At this moment.
Why? What's the matter with you? Life is good. You get me in the morning. That's excellent.
Yeah. I don't know. I got a choice: the Black Death or Jack. I'm not sure I picked the right one.
British royals love pie so much that where they colonized, in other words, enslaved people, they made them eat pie. So
that doesn't sound too bad, actually. That's my kind of slavery.
Not until the 1800s did chocolate, apple, and cherry be introduced to pies. Before that, it was all meat pies. Well, have you ever had a good chicken pot pie?
I never have had. Actually, I've never had a good chicken. I've had some bad ones.
Well,
you got to get that right.
Swanson is terrible pie.
Yeah, that's where I've been.
You know what makes a mean chicken pot pie?
Who might that be?
Costco.
Oh, really? Okay.
Outstanding, and it's as big as Ozaki County almost.
Well, that's Costco. You actually roll it, like like a barrel.
It's got to be 10,000 calories in the crust.
Wash it down with the pallet of Hawaiian Punch you bought along with that.
It's also homemade pie day.
Okay, I approve of that. You've got my stamp of approval there.
In 1902, the New York Times praised pie in an article. They said, "Pie is the food of the heroic." What do you think about that?
I'll take one for the team. All right. Yeah. My hero. He ate all the pie. Yes, ma'am. I come by.
Yes, ma'am.
Saw you had a fresh pie.
No. Oh, whoa! Take it easy there,
lady.
That's cool.
Oh, lady.
That's
the pie. Hi. Excuse me. I don't.
You are a creepy weirdo. You are a creepy weirdo.
This is gonna be creepy weirdo day. I'm ready.
It is. Who would have thought?
Yeah.
We started talking about Pee Wee Herman and his past, and I'm talking to someone who's creepier than Pee Wee on his creepiest day.
Anyway,
I
know you are, but what about? Anyway, go ahead.
That's pretty good.
Oh yeah,
boy, I tell you what, I like pie.
I've heard that about you. It's looking at the community bathroom walls, and it said that all over in big letters.
What's that? Revenge of the Nerds? That's my pie.
Yeah. Oh boy. Yeah.
You're a nerd. You should love that one.
The 80s were fun. Well, that
I saw yesterday.
Legitimize my cause. Yes.
A guy collected huge hits of the 1980s, which were all very few good songs during the 1980s. Some, but and that's not true. Lou Reed was rocking it.
Half of the 80s was good. Back half was a little wishy-washy.
Anyway, you can kiss my back half. Now,
Reverend.
Yes. Amen. Go in peace.
All right. We got comments galore here. Let me catch up here. Hang tight.
No, I got to tell you about.
And Jackie's on the mend.
Jackie's on the mend. You know why?
Fantastic.
I bet you Jackie knows about Costco peanut butter pie.
OMG, Patty Galoon Hansen. Patty, don't do it.
I've never seen the peanut butter pie.
I've
Or-
heard rumors that she'll roll around on the floor and moan if she overdoes it on the Costco.
Now wait a minute.
It's a 5-pound pie. My hero.
5-pound pie. Where's Russ Meyer? He should be all over this pie stuff, for God's sake.
You would think he would have, the head
His
right.
wife is like the pie queen.
Oh, really?
Oh my God!
I did not know that.
They have pie socials at his church. It's almost worth getting some goddamn religion to go.
some goddamn religion
to get invited to a pie social.
That would
be
line
wonderful.
Of the day.
That would be wonderful.
Say it with me, kids. Some goddamn religion.
That's right.
Right.
Almost, I said. Almost.
All right.
So this week, it starts this week. We've talked about it. The Ozaukee County Fair.
Oh, that's big. Yeah. I saw them setting up over there. They got all kinds of rides that I hope are being inspected as we speak.
The fair, you got to give those fair people. They are.
Wait, the carnies? Are we talking about carnies?
No, the people who run it. Well, carnies are part of the deal.
Carnies, they run it.
No, you idiots. The people who are here on the Ozaukee County Fair Board aren't carnies.
No, I suppose
not. Listen to this.
Yeah.
This is thanks to Lisa Curtis, who ditched us today because her father is visiting.
We got some good time in their place.
She did say
yeah.
to check out 6B of today's B6, I guess, news graphic.
There you go.
And on B6, you can be the judge of this year's county fair food.
Okay.
The board introduces a Taste of Ozaukee County Fair this year. If you love the State Fair Sporky's food competition, now there's a chance to try something similar at the local level.
Yes.
Organizers will launch their own version of the Taste of Ozaukee County Fair. The Taste of Ozaukee County Fair will feature cuisine from an assortment of vendors who have submitted entries in 2 separate categories: sweet and savory. Sweet and savory, not sweet and savory. According to Jamie Nevins,
we've got Terry Sweet on today, but we don't have Terry Savory.
No, Jack Savory. You have Savory Jack.
All right, very good.
I should change my name. Members of the public will be able to purchase food items and vote for their favorite. The winner will receive a plaque from the Ozaukee County Fair, and patrons who vote for the winning fair will be entered to win a $25 Visa gift card. So here are the contestants.
$25, huh?
Yeah, a chance to win $25. Yeah. But you get the food. And it's healthy. Dr. Ben, these are all Dr. Ben approved. So this is the savory category.
Okay.
Out of Patsy's Concessions, lamb and beef gyro.
Oh, yummy. Well, I like that. That's all right.
Lamb and beef together?
Yeah. Sure. Yes.
Now,
I'm not sure that's kosher, but I will check with the rabbinical council on that and get back to you.
It's got cloven hooves, doesn't beef? No.
I'm talking about the lamb.
Okay.
I'm not sure. About the sheep.
The second entry into the savory category, Wisconsin fried cheese curds. That's the name of the stand. They're having a grilled cheese sandwich. That is made.
I've heard of those.
That is made with.
What's terribly revolutionary about that?
That is made. Listen, quit interrupting.
All right,
pay attention.
Right.
It's made with Wisconsin white cheddar.
Okay. So they just swapped out the cheese.
All right.
Okay, cool.
And in the Monticello tent, or maybe it's Monticello.
Oh,
I wonder.
Maybe it's Monty Jello. I don't know.
Ribeye sandwich.
Okay.
On an onion bun.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Fine.
All right.
That's
sweet.
savory.
It's sweet.
Yes.
Flip's mini donuts. Hey, is Flip the guy who last year gave us on Summer Sounds? Yeah, the walking. No, those were walking donuts or something.
Yeah, that wasn't the Flip. Was not his name. It was not Flip Wilson. It was somebody else.
Yeah. Something sweet that have entered their fresh squeezed lemonade.
Okay, good, cool.
Jandy's Base Camp is having a Sweet Sophia sweet waffle, which has strawberries in the batter.
That sounds terrific. I like the sound of that.
And then the Farm Bureau has creamy pig custard.
Our friends. Don't say a word. We don't need to go to war with local business.
For my mom's 90th birthday, have you ever been in the Creamy Pig?
I have not walked in that establishment.
No. They've been open at least a year, probably 2.
Yeah.
So here we are. We ain't never been. I got city slickers from Los Angeles come into town, where do they go?
Creamy pig.
Yeah, they went to the
Really?
Creamy Pig. Yes.
So the locals don't walk in, but if you're from out of town, they probably walk in. And say,
Well, they probably said, "What the hell is that?"
Creamy pig.
Yeah, Creamy
boy.
Pig.
All
Yeah.
right.
They said it was all right. And then the 4-H Clover Cafe is entering the Cream Puff, the last entry.
Ah, well, of course you got to do that. So
Public
I'm not a
gets
fan of the cream puff. Actually, I don't think they're that. People love them. I don't. It's dough and cream. I mean,
Well,
cool.
I like crust of stuff, so I like the bread part of it. I'm not a big fan of just the whipped cream. I like whipped cream should stay where it belongs in your Italian roast, for God's sakes. It shouldn't be messing up some perfectly good crust.
People do. People love them. This is that time of year where people just, I gotta get my hands on a State Fair cream puff, and I've never understood that. I'm like, I keep walking to the bakery department and get a real donut. You know, I'm not sure what I mean. I just bypass the
it's a lot of mess.
Dough.
It's a lot of mess for what you get out of it.
Never try eating one of those in the car while driving? Because I have. It didn't go well.
Did you go on go to State Fair Park and pick some up for everybody and try slamming them before you came back to the library?
I have a lot of kids. The only way Dad's getting one is if he eats it in the car on the way home.
That's right.
So there we go.
Do your kids like cream puffs?
Again, they also are a little underwhelmed, you know. Jackie's wondering if chicken pot pies is highly recommended.
Yes.
Noodle soup. If you're ill,
more.
I'm gonna say no. All that extra carbs will not be
That's good for you. You need the carbs.
Well, you know, I don't know. I'll have to,
did you ever have to have TV dinners when you were a kid?
I didn't have to, but I asked for them because I thought
you asked for them.
I thought they'd be cool.
You asked for TV dinners.
They weren't cool. I discovered they were not
terrible.
Cool. Yeah, they're not good. I ate the brownie and threw away the rest, I think. So.
They even did like what they did with cereal. They tried to make like these monster themed TV dinners.
Yes.
They were just as terrible as the other stuff.
It's like that scene in Austin Powers when he's like, they're always after me, Lucky Charms. the killer. It's like, it's a breakfast cereal. Kids are having fun. There we go.
So what about the fair?
Yes.
Is there a fair food that you've always read the sign and never tried? Is there anything like that?
Most items on sticks I really haven't gone after. So yes, I have not been. I'm not terribly well educated on fair food, although I do gravitate to a funnel cake. Even though
I've never had a funnel cake,
it's just terrible for you. It's just a big wad of greasy. It's just a big wad of greasy dough that's shaped like kind of like a waffle. They sprinkle on a little powdered sugar, call it a day, charge you $6.
So what's the difference between that
and a cream puff?
Yeah, no cream.
Powdered no cream. the absence of cream would make it. Yes, although and also it's deep fried. It's I don't think they deep. So now that's an idea. You know, if they deep fried those, okay, I'm onto something. This is big money.
Of all things that they've deep fried, you'd think the cream.
I need an investor.
List.
Where are the VCs? I need a venture capitalist. I've got something here. Deep fried cream puff. Holy crap!
You would
There's so money.
You would be crapping.
Wow. No. That's going to be huge. I've already got it spent.
Deep fried cream puff.
Deep fried cream puff. Anyone in the sound of my voice, if I see some deep fried cream puffs in a few months, I'm suing your pants off. It is documented here on this show. I've got my future just disappearing there. So
there's all kinds of stuff I'm learning. I didn't know Costco had a peanut butter pie.
I didn't know that either. And I think one of our lovely listeners should bring us one. It'll only be 2.5 pounds each. I'll split it with you. I have the 5-pound pie.
If we split it, mine would be 4.5, and you'd get a half. If you're
what? What? Yeah. Man, I give him naming rights to the show.
Look at the name on the show.
Look at this. Patty's all set to go. Here we go. I got a chairman of the board of the Deep Fried Cream Puff Council.
Patty is such a brown noser.
Game on. No. She's not a brown nose. She's a winner.
Tomorrow we'll have to ask her, would she make herself sick if there was would she eat a deep fried cream?
I'm writing this down. Deep fried cream puff. All right, cool. Excellent. All right. Well, I think it's a good time to let a real artist in the room as opposed to what we're doing here. And
I'm a grill artist.
We have Terry Sweet on today, which is pretty darn exciting. You just drew that because we didn't have our regular Tuesday person.
I knew you wouldn't be doing anything but hanging on that street corner, smoking some cigs around one of those
by and large,
open garbage cans with the flames coming out that all the street singers do, the street choirs.
My fake harmonica. Yeah. No. Let's have a real musician. We don't need my fake harmonica. We need the real Terry Sweet. Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Happy creepy weirdo day.
See, you're the perfect guest for this. We didn't even know. The stars are in alignment.
I know.
By the way, you weren't at the last creepy weirdo meeting. I was wondering why you
Well, I was watching Patty roll around on the floor in her pie.
He's so committed to the creepy weirdo cause.
That's priorities, as a creepy weirdo.
I was busy.
I'm surprised you haven't gone up in flames yet.
Hey, well, I don't care. Are you kidding? I just practiced. I just had my 3rd year anniversary of being a reverend.
I know. There. That's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. So.
You know what's cool? He does exorcisms, but he puts the devil in you.
Oh,
he's a reverse exorcist. It's kind
exorcisms.
Yeah. Like the Green Mile when the guy would blow the stuff in.
There you go. Exactly.
I remember doing that. Yeah.
Exorcisms. That's what I do. Terry.
Yes, sir.
Were you a Pee Wee Herman fan?
I was. We had his show on. I watched it. Yeah, that was great.
22 Emmys it won.
Wow, I didn't know that. Good Lord, really?
Yes.
Yeah, he was a talented guy.
He was. What? Where are you? Are you in Nashville?
I am in Nashville.
Oh, cool.
Tell us, please. Have you fled Wisconsin?
I kind of have.
Okay.
Not completely. I still have my house up in Columbus. And
your mansion. Your governor's mansion. It's not your house.
Oh yeah.
My shack.
Oh yeah. That place. And I will spend some time there.
Yeah.
But I am now in my flat in Nashville.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you're a taxpayer. you're in Nashville as for real. That's cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I really am.
How long has that been going on?
Just a few weeks.
Oh, so you're okay. You're a new resident.
Actually, I've driven back and forth 3 times in the last 3 weeks.
I'm sorry.
And that's
how's that drive?
Commute. It's a long commute. It's really not a bad drive, but it's about 9.5 hours, and it takes me about 3 days to recuperate.
Oh, it's just fucking Chicago. That's the thing. I mean,
I don't go that way anymore.
You don't. How do you
do it?
How do you do it? What do you do?
I take 39 down past Rockford.
Okay.
Goes all the way down through Illinois. And then right at the last minute, you turn left and you're in Nashville.
Will went to school in Bloomington, so I'm very familiar with 39.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, once you get past Rockford, nobody's there.
No, it's really a very pleasant drive and good road and not that much traffic.
Chicago's
I have no problem with it. It's just the length of it. After 9.5 hours, you're kind of worn out.
Yeah.
I went by way of Ontario actually to avoid Chicago.
You should go past Metropolis if you want to see Superman.
There you go. Whatever it takes. Gotham City, Metropolis, Milwaukee. Got it.
Right. Exactly.
So Pee Wee Herman, are you a county or state fair guy, Terry? Do you like those?
I used to go to state fair when I was a teenager. Me and my friends always thought we'd pick up girls there.
Of course.
And what caliber of girl would you bring home?
You know how many we picked up?
How many?
0.
Whoa. There's a carny with her heart on the outside. Should I ask her out?
That would be instead of a carnivore, that'd be a carnivore.
Wow. That's pretty good.
And it's a booth. It's an actual booth. 6 tickets.
Carnivores, right here. Get your carnivore. Step right up.
I got to do a fundraiser for the library soon. You're giving me ideas. Hold on.
If after you spend a session with a carnivore, or you get a deep fried cream puff to wash away get the taste out. You get the taste out your mouth.
Sleepy Willow Day is in full bloom.
We should have warned you what Tuesdays are like around here.
I guess so.
Sorry about that.
When AJ is off for the day, everything
He's
goes.
kind of our
Anything
moral
goes.
compass,
Yes.
and our moral compass did not show up today.
We lost our moral compass. So we invited you because we knew you'd fit right in.
Yeah. Boy, was that a bad call.
You clicked the link, brother.
I know. You're right, I did.
So back to Nashville.
Yeah.
I mean, I think I know the answer to this question, but what kind of preceded this move? This
Well,
what's where the action is, I suppose, for what you do.
Well, it is. I've been working down here for decades.
Yeah.
And now, though, with the album, and it's my business life has shifted a bit. Rather
Okay.
than, advertising agency calls me, I do a jingle, come down here and record it and go home. That's how it's been for decades. Now that I'm in kind of the album or the song part of the business, this is where all that stuff's going on. This
Definitely.
is where it happens.
Cool.
So it's like if you want to be in the movie business, go to LA.
Not anymore. Those days are over.
Yeah, but this is where the business is.
I get credit for chasing Terry out of Wisconsin because
You've chased so many.
I introduced him to Stephen Pressfield's "Put Your Ass Where Your Heart Wants to Be."
Yeah,
Right?
That's true. Yep,
See, that played a role.
it did play a role. That's really true.
And one of his things is if you want to be in it, you got to be in it.
Yeah.
So when he wanted to be a screenwriter, he moved to Los Angeles. When he moved all around the country, just finding odd jobs, but that's where he went to be part of the business. So that's one of his lessons. So
one of the things we've talked about over the years is whoever the famous general was. I think it was maybe Patton who said, "The main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing." And I really love that. And I find that that's a pretty wise philosophy for me because, somebody just yesterday was going, you could be teaching composition and arranging over at the university. And I was like, I could, but that's not my path. That would take me off my road here.
Yeah.
And,
cool.
So I find the narrower I keep my lane, the more focused I am, the better things work.
That's very true. Actually, man, I have to use a piece of this on for our writers group Wednesday night. We have a thing called the Author Circle, and
it's the Author's Octagon.
The Author's Octagon. That's right. I will end you. And what you're saying is stuff that I'm trying to preach, if I can preach writing, to people that make it. Right now, and they're young writers, not that they're young, but they're new. They're really, there's a lot of people who've always wanted to write and they're just not sure, because I had to get a feel for what the group needed and so we've been doing this for about 5 months now. And
Carnivore.
And then there's that.
That's what the group needs.
That's his lane.
Male and female. Let me, I want everyone to know I'm not a sexist.
Sure.
Male and female. Carnivores go both ways.
You're going to have to get different business cards. But no, what you're saying is really what I'm trying to preach to these new writers. And, decide on a project and then just work like hell to finish that project. Don't worry about the publication. Don't worry about the, that's, what you're going to do with it afterwards. Identify your audience, perhaps, if you have an idea, and just stay in that lane, like you said. And that's one of the hardest things, especially when you're a new writer, new artist, new whatever. It's like, there's a million different things you can do with it, but staying focused is the big part.
Well, it is. And, whether it's authoring a book or writing songs or whatever it is, you're competing with the big guys out there.
Yeah.
If I go call on a radio station, go, "Hey, would you play my song?" And he goes, "Well, let's see. I can either play the new Paul McCartney record or I can play you. Which do you think I'm going to do?" So that's what your competition is. And if you're an author, you're, God, you could name a million different
Oh,
people,
yeah.
but
Right.
David McCullough, or
Yeah.
any of those people that really know how to put a sentence together.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's who you're competing with. So you really got to raise your standards, raise your level, and you can't be doing that and 3 other careers at the same time.
Right.
I don't think so.
Absolutely. Yeah.
What standards?
Yeah.
Mhm.
There he is.
What are standards?
Yeah.
No, very good. That's excellent. So Terry, what is going on with Days of Diana? What the hell? Give us the latest.
Well,
Getting some good numbers. I saw that. Yeah.
Getting some amazing numbers. And if I sound surprised, I'm not a social media expert, although I'm becoming one. And we are approaching 350,000 hits on that video that I put up. That black and white video you guys played the color version of it.
Yes, we did.
And we're not racist.
And in fact, between the 2 of those, we're at about 450,000.
Nice. Nice.
And that's a lot of hits. And it's people all over the country, Canada, Mexico.
Nice. Nice.
So that's pretty interesting. Pretty exciting to me.
What do you attribute that to? I mean, what's different about that then? I mean, because you had a couple of singles prior to this one.
Mm-hmm. Well, just one, Skimpy Bikinis.
Yeah.
I was reading something recently by a music promotion guy, and he says, you never know which part of a song is really catching.
Yeah.
You never know which song on your album. You think you know, but you really don't know. It might be the one you least suspect. And I thought that the first one would go like a rocket.
Yeah.
It actually didn't. And this one just like took off.
And that's
when it was approaching 250,000, I went, okay, well, I'm going to go brag about this on Facebook. I'm reaching 250,000. And the next time I looked at it, it was like 287,000. And I went, wow.
And that, Terry, what you just said about not knowing which one really backs up one of the rules of being a successful creator is that you can't create one and put all your marks. You have to create, and then you have to keep creating. You have to keep doing it because you just don't know. And sometimes, like you just said, some of your favorite things, like no one gets it. You're like, what? Is everybody stupid? Oh, they like that one. Oh my God. I never would have picked that. But unless you have created more, you get better when you create more anyway. But still, you just don't know. You have to keep going. And I read a quote. You guys talk for a second. I'm going to hunt this quote.
My favorite quote, actually, recently that I heard is great when you're an artist. I watch a lot of screenwriters, and this gentleman said, "It's none of your business whether it's good or not. You're just creating. You're just doing the best work you can. Whether it's good or not is not for you to decide." And in fact, he was even saying, like, "How dare you? How dare you? Think, oh, I'm not going to finish this piece of work because I just don't think it's very good." It's like, how dare you deny someone who may have needed that message that you were working on because you thought you outranked them?
As some of the social media experts that have things up, and they're talking to you about testing different ads and such for social media.
Sure.
And they'll say, put up the first verse, just that.
Yeah.
And test that against the first chorus.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And then put up the second verse, and then the second chorus, and then put up the bridge, and test all these things against each other. And as a music composer, you're going to assume that the big chorus is the thing that's getting everybody's attention.
Yeah.
So you're going to find out that a lot of times it's maybe the second verse that really connected with people.
Definitely.
So you don't necessarily know what's connecting, what's
certainly.
You don't. And speaking of that, so I found this quote, and it's a paragraph, so you're going to have to bear with me. However, it's worth it. Martha Graham, one of the all-time famous dance choreographers of all time, she had a friend, Agnes DeMille, who did this ballet sequence for Oklahoma that became hugely famous. And the thing was, this Agnes DeMille didn't like it. I mean, she's like, this isn't my good stuff, just what we were talking about. They didn't even pay attention to this. So in response, Martha Graham says to her, there is a vitality, a life force, a quickening that is translated through you into action. And because there is only one of you in all time, This expression is unique. If you block it, it will never exist through any other medium and be lost. The world will not hear it. It is not your business to determine how good it is, nor how valuable it is, nor how it compares with others' expressions. It is your business to keep it yours, clearly and directly, to keep the channel open.
Yeah.
You do not even need to believe in yourself or your work. You have to keep open and aware directly to the urges that motivate you. Keep the channel open. No artist is pleased. There is no satisfaction whatever at any time. There is only a queer, there is only a queer, divine dissatisfaction, a blessed unrest that keeps us marching and makes us more alive than the others. That is a great paragraph.
That is very powerful.
That's about it. Yeah.
Keep the communication open.
Yeah.
You mentioned testing lines. That's kind of what I'm doing with the artist circle now too. Is author circle? Excuse me. Is lately people when they go to a writer's group, they expect to share a piece or share a manuscript, and then people go around the room and basically tear it apart. That's kind of the normal writers. And I didn't want to do that this time because that's never been helpful for me or anyone I've known.
Yeah.
So instead, what I started last month is I was like, well, you know what? Just share, is there a line you like out of your manuscript? Just share that line or share that paragraph. And that's so I wanted to start small with them. And a few people were a little disoriented by that. Like, what are you trying to do here? I'm like, well, I'm trying to get you used to sharing, because none of these people really have done that before. And they were all like terrified and nervous. And, but yeah, I think that I like that testing ground thing that they're talking about there, because you don't know. So yeah, it's
really true. So it's so interesting to read all the comments that come back, and
what are some of the ones that surprised you, Terry? Or is there one that you recall about?
Well, one guy said something that I thought was really nice, and you'd have to really know the lyrics to the song. But late in the song, the lyric says, "The bleeding has stopped, but I carry this hole in my soul." And this guy wrote on there and he said, yeah, I carry that same hole in my soul. So it was pretty cool that he had listened to the whole song. He understood what it was about, and he picked out the line that probably was the deepest, most profound line. And I thought that was very cool.
Awesome. Yeah. So you're 2 weeks along in your in your Nashville residency, so to speak. Can you share with us what kind of the game plan is? I mean, are you just kind of putting your flag in the ground saying I'm here?
That's kind of what I'm doing.
Okay.
It might sound weird, but I didn't have anything solid.
Nice. No, I like that.
I'm coming down and just going, okay, universe, I'm here. I'm committed.
Wow.
Let's see what doors open up.
Wow.
So I'm sort of out on the ledge.
That's awesome.
But why not?
That is awesome, and it's great because Margot and I need a place to crash. We're coming down. We're coming down to visit. So
is your refrigerator full? We intend to make a bunch of long distance calls too.
No, it's full of raspberry cream pies.
Yeah.
Those are so good.
You've had it.
Have you ever had one?
No. See, nobody has.
I've never heard of it.
It's the most abstract thing ever.
It sounds good though.
It sounds
I like
fabulous.
Raspberries, and I like cream, and I like pie.
Sign me up.
Yeah.
I would try it.
So very cool. Terry, do you have you don't really have a plan? You're in there. You're being aware. You're working. Do you have a time frame? Did you have to sign a lease that says you're here for a year? Okay.
I signed a year lease. Yeah.
All right. You're committed then.
Wow.
I am committed.
Yeah.
Cool.
I put my ass where my heart is.
And Terry,
whereas daily I put my heart where my ass is, which is really weird. Gets me all kinds of trouble.
But even so, Terry's in even a better spot because tell us the story about the flat and who's it next to and how you learned about it.
Oh, well, I learned about the flat from Dennis Holt, who is certainly one of, if not the top studio drummer in town.
Oh, wow.
And
Nice.
he and I have worked together. He's played on my sessions. Jackie's played on your sessions.
He came up to Waukesha in a frigid November when it was like 89 below zero to play live with our friend
Kelly Dupuy.
Yeah.
Nice.
and played on her thing. And played on her all of her tracks, right? TFS?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. He and I and a couple of the other guys did her whole album here in Nashville. And in fact, one of the studios that we did the first part of her album at East Iris, where I did all of my album. And then we did the second half of her album over at Sound Emporium, which is about 100 yards from my front window here.
Oh, nice. So you're
Cool.
really in the thick of it.
I am. I tell you, Dennis called me and said, if you want to come to Nashville, there's a place opening up right next to me. We're in the same house.
Nice.
He might even be able to hear me talking right now. Literally.
Keep it down over there, sweet.
Yeah. I heard him in the hall yesterday. Terry, you want some tacos?
Oh, it's one of those houses.
Why, yes, I do.
That's so cool.
Got Bluto Blutarski across the hall. Occasionally, half a mannequin smashes through the window. I like this. I like to get a bunch of artists and songwriters in the same house.
I saw an interview with who's Glenn Fry, and they were talking to him about how he learned to write songs. And he goes, I didn't know shit about writing songs. He was sharing an apartment with J.D. Souther, and their apartment was above the floor above Jackson Browne. Oh, wow. So they would hear
quite a cluster.
They would hear Jackson Browne on the piano diddling around, and then they'd hear, and then they'd ask him what it is he played, and he did his thing, and then went and had some tea, and he'd come back and he said they couldn't believe how much time he put into a song, but they learned that's what songwriting, kind of some of the commitment that you have to make without being there. Without being literally right there, they never would have known that that's how some pros do it. Now everybody's style is different, but that's exactly what you're doing, Terry. You're right there.
It took me 2 years to write the songs for my album.
Wow.
It's a long process. And we've talked about this line before. Writing is rewriting. Yeah. And one of the things I learned a long time ago that really helped me is you have to have the confidence in yourself to stand back. After you've created something, you've got to be able to stand back and look at it objectively.
Yeah. Yeah.
And with a song, you've got to go, okay, is the chorus really the big part of this? Is that the thing people are going to remember? Do I have this right? And how am I getting from the verse to the chorus? Is this transition really working right? Or am I kind of I put some cool licks in here, man. Everybody's going to think I'm a great piano player. If you're thinking like that, then you're on the wrong road.
Yeah.
The song is king, and everything else has to serve the king. So,
Have you collaborated before, like on a song? Have you ever, because I know you when you obviously when you get to the studio, it's all collaboration. But I mean, the actual writing process, have you ever gone in a collaborative sense in that?
I really haven't.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I asked because I have a screenwriting collaborator, and we've been working together for about 25, almost 30 years, and it's interesting.
Yeah.
It's always interesting, because it gets give and take, and the the give part is substantial.
I'll bet.
And the thing is, whether you're by yourself or collaborating, it takes more time than you think. Everything you have to have patience and tenacity. I heard those two together, and I was like, they don't go together. If you're tenacious, you want it now. That's not true. You have to be. Yesterday was J.K. Rowling's birthday. 6 years was from when she started working on the first draft of Harry Potter to when it was accepted by a publisher. 6 years.
There were 6 lean years, I hear.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. She was. Yeah. I mean, so it doesn't just happen.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. I was reading about somebody the other day, and some female artist that ended up having a big hit, but the article said she worked for nearly 2 years. She had recorded it. It was mixed. It was out, but she was promoting it, doing the Facebook thing, doing social media, doing, taking it around, doing everything you can do.
Yeah.
And it took her 2 years for that thing to actually catch on.
Yeah.
That's just one song.
Do you feel, Terry, that you're obviously using all of the new models that, you don't have a 45 out there at Musicland to buy.
I don't.
I'm assuming. So you're using all of the current models of music distribution. Do you feel that as a artist and a creator that there's still room for, on success? Do you feel like there's still opportunities out there for someone who wants to get into that sort of thing?
I do. Of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't.
Right.
Doing this, but
it's different. It's so different. I'm just saying, is that
if you look at Spotify, which is the place where most people consume music.
Yep.
They don't take a CD and put it in and listen to the whole CD.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody does that anymore, which is sad to me.
They say it's coming back. They say
and vinyl is definitely coming back.
Vinyl's here. Yeah.
So that's a good road that we're on there. But look back to Spotify, over 60,000 songs are uploaded per day.
Wow. It's a busy thoroughfare over there.
Even if 90% of them are total garbage, you're still competing against 66,000 other songs.
Yeah.
And so it's hard to cut through. On the other hand, it used to be that there were only a few record labels and they controlled everything. And if you weren't signed with one of them, you weren't getting anywhere.
Yeah.
And so this has leveled the playing field in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
Put
the creator in charge of your own destiny in many ways.
That's right.
Yeah.
So in a lot of ways, it's a good thing.
Yeah.
In some ways, it's bad. It's like everything, I guess. There's some good and bad to it.
Right.
It's like books, publishing. If you didn't get it, you had to have a publisher. There was no such thing as self-publishing. You didn't do it. Right. You self-publish, but it's still out there amongst millions of others. But still, you have the opportunity to do it.
Right.
If you choose to be tenacious and patient and work your ass off. And
is that what you're doing?
As we speak,
I have to be patient. Look what my partner is. Yes, I am.
I keep him honest. You have no idea what a full-time job that is.
I was so relieved because this new book I'm working on was going so well. And I read a thing, Stephen Pressfield said, if someone's saying book's going really well, they really haven't gotten into the book yet. They haven't hit the hard part. Within two days, I was like, this just sucks. And I was like, did I make that happen on purpose? No. But I hit that spot. So yes, but is it different in the past where I put it in a drawer? The next day you got to be back at it. You got to be hammering at it because it's the only way it's going to get solved.
Isn't that funny, that process? We all seem to go through it. At some point, we just go, God, I'm not any good at this. This is why don't they get a real music composer to do this project? And then right as soon as you think that, then you come up with something.
And then a good idea hits you right away. And wait a minute.
Jason Isbell is a great songwriter, and he said, "Well, sure, great creative thoughts and inspiration hit me, but they don't hit me unless I'm sitting at the table, right?" It's just you got to do the work.
Yeah,
you got to do the work.
Ass in chair, they say. That's the big part.
That's the thing. I have to be really obsessive about it.
Yeah.
So whether I'm sitting at the computer or at the kitchen table or laying on the couch or looking at my phone or whatever it is, the one thing going on in my mind is I'm working that song over and over and over, and it plays zillions of times in my head.
The biggest mind shift for me is I block out time for my projects, but I'll say, I'll interrupt my projects for stuff that has to get done. But if it's a client's project, I don't let anything. You got to get it done. So now I have to approach it the same way. I think that's what you're saying, Terry. You have to be obsessive about it and say, no, this isn't just a side deal. Yeah. It's the real deal.
This is the real deal. Yeah.
Doesn't get much more real than being right in the heart of Nashville. This is so cool. Well, we're pulling for you, man. This is exciting. You're doing it. You're doing the dream. That's like,
how many rooms you got in that flat, Terry?
How many rooms?
Yeah.
I've got this room, which is a living room / studio.
Very cool.
I have a big kitchen and a bedroom and a bathroom.
Nice.
That's it.
I could sleep in the studio.
And with your drumming.
That's all I care about. I'm not. Yeah.
I love it. You kind of a Nashville Brill building going on over there almost. You've got a couple musicians there, and that's awesome.
I know. It is cool. And
a lot of cool stuff can happen there.
The studios are right over here. Berry Hill, which is where East Iris and all those studios are, is 5 minutes down the road this way.
Wow.
Music Row is 5 minutes the other way. I mean, I am in the
Jeez.
bullseye.
This is huge.
Yeah.
It blows my mind. I had no idea about this. I thought you were coming in today, and I thought, oh, okay, it's the usual Columbus, Ohio, Columbus, Wisconsin behind you. But no, that's not the case. I love this. This is great.
Got to keep moving.
Fantastic.
As they say, a moving target is harder to hit. So,
well, we hope to hit you again here on this show. Please keep us posted with all of the updates, and come back on the show regularly. You're now our man in Nashville. We've needed that.
Yeah, I know you did need that. So that's
send
really
checks.
why I'm here.
Yeah, well, good. You're basically our national correspondent for the Jack Henke Show. That's
exactly.
really the ultimate thing. And obviously, we will send you the checks. We don't have your address, and that's the way it's going to stay. It's good.
We want food reports. Have you been back to that Capitol Grill? That we're
no, but I'll tell you what. Right across the street, there's a place called Martin's, and it is just about the best barbecue place on the planet.
Shit.
And I have to be careful because it is so close. I might eat 3 meals a day over there.
It's so easy to just walk across the street and get a bucket.
It is. I'll come on here next time and I'll weigh 480 pounds.
We need a different lens for Terry. We can't quite get in the shot.
Yeah. Back up a little bit.
We could.
It'd be like Orson Welles. One of the great restaurant names of all time is in Nashville. It's called Nashville. With a
Sounds Jewish. It must have blintzes or something. I don't know.
Yes. It's
I'm going down to Nashville.
They have deep fried cream pies over there.
Well,
cream puffs,
I'll see them in court. So there we go. Terry, thank you so much for popping in today. This is really cool.
You're welcome.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having me. Good to see you guys.
All right, take care. Go make $1 million.
All right, I will.
All right, take care.
All right.
Okay,
Yep. Bye-bye.
Terry Sweet, our man in Nashville, as they say, and pretty cool stuff.
Yeah.
And that's the show for Tuesday.
You made my day. Bulldog goes full fanboy.
Yeah. Can you slide my greeting card? I got whatever I got on me.
My greeting card. Who the hell calls him a greeting card? You are such an old fart. It's unbelievable.
Well, thank you for coming to the Jack Henke Show.
Oh my God.
We'll see you tomorrow. You made me old, Henke. You made me old.
Tomorrow we will have Patty Points on, and the moral compass is coming back tomorrow.
Good.
So no more carny whores.
Family show tomorrow.
Get your carny whoring in today, because
no more
MA14,
no more NC-17. Bring the kids. Bring the granny.
Harder.
All right. Oh, stand back. All right. Bye all. Have a great Tuesday. We'll see you.